Alright guys, out of habit I would have almost said good evening, but yeah, this is one of the rare occasions where I do a daylight stream. I mean daylight in real life. So around here it is Saturday, just 12:30, so around lunchtime, and I do have a few minutes to spare, maybe 1 or 2 hours, to do a little stream out of the line. I usually only do late night streams. Yeah, and my main and favorite game for weeks and months is U-Boat, but always now and then I love to return to this old love of mine, which is DayZ. So you see us here on the map of DeerIsle. It got a big update a few weeks ago, so this is this update. It's called DeerIsle 6.0 Experimental. And yeah, the DeerIsle map is quite a nice map. It's my favorite. Actually, I have two favorites which I equally like. The one is the good old Generous map from the developers. Yeah, being there from the very start. Yeah, the origins of DayZ came from that map, which was a former Arma 2 mod. And yeah, the DeerIsle map is something crafted by a user. So it's a handcrafted mod, and it's a beautiful map, very large. It's as large as Generous, wonderful countryside and nature. So I warmly recommend to try that. So sorry guys if you're playing on console and can't get the mods, but yeah. I met a lot of people who actually said, I mean, in the DayZ community, people who said that they actually bought a PC mainly for getting the mods of DayZ. So, welcome guys, let's start surviving. We have the famous apple as a start, and we have a bandage with us, which is good because yeah, this is disinfected already and might help us in the beginning. So my guess is that I am in the very north of the map. But no, I'm not sure. Do we have the sea there? Yeah, quite a lot of things have changed on the map. So John McLean, the guy who does the map, he has been working a lot and changing a lot. And as I haven't been playing a lot of DayZ, DeerIsle in the last months, I am generally not quite up to date. So I don't use external maps. For the sake of immersion, I only use these kind of maps that you find in the game. So let's see what we can do. I have no idea, to be honest, what area this actually is. Ah, okay, interesting. So my guess is that this is Stonington. This kind of upper level, which is a bit away from the coast, but it's not quite consistent. Oh no. So first challenge, find out where we are. Well, no, first challenge, find some decent clothing, find some decent food and drink. That's military. But I don't see any zombies. Oh, this is what I don't like. This came with the update, that you get these messages where you are now and then. Okay, but it shows that my first guess was right. Stunning. Can we get across this? How do we get there? Don't quite like that. I don't quite like that. I'm too much in the open. And even if I get over there, I might find nice loot, but most probably not exactly the loot that I want to have right now in the beginning. Okay, we can get down there, and we could get up again with the ladder over there. I'm pretty sure that this whole complex here is done anew. Yeah, we're gonna starve, but what do we get there? It's a military compound, but I don't see any zombies, so it's quite intriguing to try to get there. Yeah, we wouldn't know. All right. Here we are. Yeah, traditionally you don't find much useful stuff in these construction sites. So I doubt that it is worthwhile to check it in detail. Maybe we can get just to the upper floor and briefly check it. Oh, well, that's worthwhile. It's a sling bag. Very good. It's damaged, but still, old DayZ saying, better than nothing. Okay, that's really the worst camo, but yeah, better than the trousers that I have. So see, this one's worst insulation. This one has medium insulation and more carrying capacity. so I'm gonna pick it up, despite the camo issue. That's a jacket, jumpsuit jacket. It's damaged, but still better than. Well, let's pick it up for now. The t-shirt has quite a lot of storage capacity. That's pretty unusual, I would say. The map is relatively crowded already, something like more than 50 people, and I think this DeerIsle 60, it's has a maximum of 60 players usually, so the map is almost full. I'm a bit surprised that it is just, yeah, like maximum of 60 players for the map. I feel that in the past it was more like having a maximum of 80 players. This is where I came from. And here is this opportunity to cross, right? So be careful. Wow. And get in. What is this? Or is there an alarm going on? This must be some kind of story-driven thing. Maybe I should get away quickly. I do have a bad feeling that this area now might get bombed or something. Any other opportunity to get away from here? Gives me a bad feeling. There is a ladder, but it's broken. I somehow feel pretty sure that this area now soon is gonna be bombed. So let's see that we get away ASAP. Oh. That alarm, I'm pretty sure that I should get away from here as far as possible. Now it's so peaceful again that the alarm has stopped, the birds are singing. Okay, so we discovered some new newly crafted part of the map, up behind Stonington. What do we have there? Yeah, let's get there. We need some kind of civil habitat area to loot, to find some food and drink. And maybe a decent melee weapon. Okay, that looks pretty ruined. So, it might be not worthwhile to loot the ruins. Oh, there is a building which is not ruined. Higher probability to find something decent there. Just let's keep our eyes open. Let's keep our heads swiveling. If there are any Zs around. Yeah, alright, so now I do have a pretty clear picture where I am. There is this north of Stonington, pretty far north of Stonington, there is this lake. So now what did we get? A camouflage helmet, that's very good. So this is actually shock absorbing system. So this is actually ballistic helmet, which really protects us against headshots. And don't know what that armband should be. Tactical gloves, yeah, alright. So I'm not freezing anymore, but of course still thirsty, still hungry. We didn't find any food. Yeah, let's not get over there. We are gonna starve there. We wouldn't find any food in the ruins of this medieval castle. So I think I would like to head east. There should be some large settlements over there. Problem is that these settlements will probably be a hotspot of survivors. And with this nice little helmet, I might be a wanted target. So it's even the question whether I should hide away the helmet for now. Because I wouldn't be able to defend myself if somebody sees me with this nice helmet and decides to get my loot. There must be a deer stand over there, which I want to check. I don't see it, but I'm sure that somewhere there in the trees on the other side of the river, of the lake, there must be a deer stand. Yeah, the map is pretty highly populated, actually. It's almost full, not quite. Yeah, it has a maximum of 60 people on the map and it's at 50 something. Yeah, I'm really surprised that the number of people on the new DeerIsle map, on the updated DeerIsle map, is limited to 60. That feels pretty few. I'm sure that there will be spawning zombies up there. Let's check it from afar. Hey, where is the deer stand? I'm so sure I was there. It is, yeah. No. Hey, there must be some zombies around here. There used to be zombies around here in the past. Let me put it like that. Of course, I would like to loot this intact building there. But I'm a bit suspicious about not running into zombies around here. Might be an indication that other players have been around. Nothing there. You often find loot there. So another indication that somebody might have been around, looted the place and killed the zombies which usually loon around here. Yeah, my stomach starts grumbling and I am now red in terms of hunger. Yeah, all the doors wide ajar. Needs not to mean anything, but could be an indication that the place was looted. Yeah, pretty much looks like there's nothing. Yeah, that's the problem when you play on a highly populated map. Flashlight, well, doesn't help me, just pick it up and I can drop it later. If I see that I don't need it. Oh, I didn't know that there was a hunter stand here. I think I never checked that one. But probably the other guy who had been looting around here did. Ah, shit. Nothing. Already getting tough. Already getting tough in terms of food. So I really wonder if it's worthwhile to check out that other hunting stand. Because if there is high probability of finding some loot on the hunting stand, it's definitely not food and drink. Yeah, let's check it and then venture onwards towards these buildings up there. I hate this, running that much in the open. I have nothing to eat and drink at the moment. By the way, if you guys watching, hi, nice to have you in. I hope nobody's too disappointed seeing me not doing U-boat now and then. I also like to do a few different things, and this one here is my, very old love. Actually, this was the very first game that I ever started streaming. And this was the game that made me affiliate. But no worries, I'm definitely gonna do U-boat tonight. And this one here just, little, say, lunchtime excursion, Saturday lunchtime excursion to DayZ. So nice to have you in. As I used to say, I have no idea who you are, I just see the number of watches going up now and then. So welcome, perfectly fine if you just lurk, but feel invited to participate in the chat, give me a follow, comment on what you think about the game, what you think about the stream. so I think I'm gonna switch to this one here, which is in better shape actually, although it has less, by far less carrying capacity. The pistol, okay, no mag. The P1, the good old P1. The P1 is pretty abundant. Trail shoes, yeah, would be nice to have them, but they are damaged and I don't have the means to repair them. That's 308. Hunting rifle, marksman rifle ammo, that's very good. If we find a suitable gun. I've got no weapons at all, neither projectile weapons nor melee weapons. But this place feels a little bit more unlooted. Ah, nice. So this is not much, but it's a few crisps. Yeah. Most frequently used phrase in DayZ streams, it's better than nothing. I think it wouldn't even bring me back to yellow, but it at least stops my decaying health due to hunger. So this gives me some positive expectation that I might find more stuff around here. More ammo. Is this more 308? So this is 308 county. A battery. Well, I can put it into the flashlight. Shirt. Low insulation. Yeah, let's hope that sooner or later we find a knife or something to cut rags. So yeah, this little bit of food didn't bring us back to yellow. Yeah, keep in mind that their server is almost full. Nice. Okay, let's better keep these. So these beverages are very good because they give hydration and nutrition as well due to the high amount of sugar. So this now brought me back to yellow. In terms of food, very good. So out of the worst for now. For now, yeah. What do we have here? A hoodie with medium insulation. I think I prefer the denim jacket for now. Yeah, you might wonder why I'm not putting the helmet on. It's just like that I'm a little bit afraid that this might attract evil Knievels to snipe me when they see that I am fairly unarmed, but have these very valuable high protection helmet. That's why I actually didn't put it on yet. Okay, a knife, that's very good. Tire iron, problem is that I can't put the tire iron on my back, but I could put it there. Okay, alright, now I do have a fairly decent melee weapon. And yeah, what about the knife? Let's craft a few rags now. So maybe sooner or later we might craft a fishing rod, and let's see if we could craft a few hooks. I'm not quite sure. On some servers you can craft... Oh shit. On some servers you can craft fishing hooks out of wood. What's that sound? And where? I heard something. Not sure. Was it a zombie? I didn't see any zombies. Gunshots. Rather distant gunshots. Do you hear them in the stream, actually? They were coming from somewhere over there, I would say, but pretty far away still. And that was just an animal. Oh. I don't know, that movement feels a little bit buggy at the moment. Not laggy, but kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know. Better put the helmet on. Some ammo. 45. Hiking pants. I don't know. I don't like these red pants, but on the other hand, putting these ones on with low insulation. The server's restarting in 5 minutes, so we are just gonna wait out that restart and gonna continue afterwards. So I still have a little bit of time to spend. So let's craft some more rags. If you ask me, it sounds like the gunshots are getting closer. Maybe I should be on my way. Craft a rope. I should be moving on. Yeah, let's keep going. That might be a fox. Not quite sure. Yeah, running always uses up more food and drink. Maybe from somewhere over there. Gunshots came. Yeah, still more gunshots, but pretty distant still. Of course, that doesn't mean that there are not other players close. Even if the gunshots sound coming from afar. Hiking pants, low insulation. No, I don't need these glasses. the legs. Improvised face rubbing. So we're restarting in 3 minutes. Wow, codeine pills. Pristine. Okay, well, let's change the worn one for the pristine one and do it quick before the server restarts. I want to get into the building before the server actually does restart. So here we are, here we can wait out the restart and fingers crossed that we find some food. Loot in this building is relatively rare, but sometimes I did find food in these. There we are. So, server restart. Let's wait it out for probably just 2 or 3 minutes. So, let me put on this professional background picture. So, guys, see you in a minute. Alright guys, back again. Great that you are still there. Now let's check whether the server is back online. Yeah, not quite sure yet, but yeah, let's wait for another minute. we are. Yeah, 25 people in the queue, but this is always, if you have a fairly crowded server, you always have this little queue, because after restart, the server takes a little while to get all the people on. I don't think that this is a real queue which lets us wait for longer. Yeah, before the restart, the server was at something like 50 and a few people. Yeah, let's just hope that there are not some other guys looking onto the server, blocking now. That's very slow. Surprisingly slow. Yeah, there we are, almost there. Countdown, the final countdown. Hello, where is my mouse? Oh, my own footsteps scared me. There we are. Yeah, you see, after restart, the doors are put into a new random position. And did we get a wow? I think we just didn't check it yet, because restart does not automatically let stuff respawn. The respawn mechanisms are more complex than just respawning after restart. So usually the restart shouldn't have any influence on the spawned items. I think we just didn't check this room before, did we? And nice, some cornflakes and some spam or whatever it is. Yeah, the kitchen knife is damaged by now. Yeah, would I like to have more rags? Yeah, always good to have a few spare rags, I would say. But let's save the knife for now, you never know what you need the knife for. Did we check that room? I think we did. Let's go. Let's make sure that the door is closed. Gunshots, right? Yes. And they are coming closer. They are coming closer. So I should be hurrying a bit. Might well be that there is an armed guy heading for this area here. think we didn't check this one yet. Biker helmet. Yeah, it's good protection from heat, from cold as well as from melee, but I don't quite like them. A hip pack, very good. Additional carrying capacity is always welcome. The garage, another biker helmet. Duct tape, that comes in handy. I mean, not that I need it urgently, but having a bit of duct tape is always a good idea in a survival situation, as we all know. I didn't check that one yet. Yeah, okay, the bulletproof helmet has bad insulation, but I have to live with it. At the moment I'm fine in terms of temperature. Is there anything wrong? No. Wow, that's of course very important. It's a pity that I don't have any container to put water in and take it with me. So let's drink ourselves full to the brim, if this is the right idiom. This makes me nervous after all these years of playing DayZ. This really gives me the creeps. For somebody sneaking upon me, and quite some time ago in an update they even made it more thrilling because you can't swivel your head anymore for 360 degrees, but only for that small angle, which is kind of realistic, but yeah, makes it even the more creepy. Yeah, guys, nice to have you in. Just saw the number of watches going up. No idea, as I used to emphasize who you are, because sometimes I have this gut feeling that when I say, oh, welcome new watchers, that people feel kind of observed and leave right away. But it's perfectly fine if you just lurk. Welcome, welcome. Nevertheless, of course, feel invited to also participate in the chat. Tell me what your relationship to the game actually is. Long year experienced or fresher or something in between. Where you're from. I'm always interested in where the guys are from that are watching in the stream. Yeah, we do have a nice little community there, and always interested in knowing where people are from, because I'm so fascinated. This is actually why I do stream in it and why I do stream in English, because it's so amazing, yeah, to have people from all over the world meeting in such a stream. Now the question, shall I spend more time in this building? And I'm really afraid that this gun shooting guy is approaching me. He's turning up here sooner or later. Oh, That's good. That's a good find. It's badly damaged, but it doesn't. A DeerIsle. That's a decent piece of a gun, but I don't have proper ammo and it's damaged. Anyway. An axe, can I put it onto my back? Yeah. The splitting axe. Decent weapon, but let's save it for the really important stuff. Come on now, let's check. The building. Usually you find something in here. But if it's, yeah, it's a lot of searching all the rooms. But finally finding at least something useful to my experience is quite some probability. So in the moment I think it's worthwhile to check these buildings. Bomber jacket, high insulation, it's damaged. Could I repair it with a leather sewing kit? No, but I'm sure I could repair it with the duct tape. Would I? Yeah, come on. Let's repair it. It has better protection from cold and I guess, yeah, let's check the same carrying capacity. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it has higher carrying capacity than the denim jacket. All right. Yeah, good find. Yeah, I'm still pretty nervous about these gunshots, and to me it sounded like they were coming closer. Still not very close, but closer than they used to be. As full as the server is, of course, it could also be different guys. Yeah, I'm yellow food again. That's nice. Come on. Well, the bomber jacket has the higher carrying capacity, although I find the peacoat looking much cooler and it's pristine. Hey, come on. And it has the better protection from cold. So let's switch to that one. So I wasted a bit of duct tape, but this is always what you do. You use something, you use up some stuff to repair something, and just in the next room you find some better equipment, which makes the repair obsolete. That's DayZ standard procedure. Oh. Hi. Hey, guy. How are you doing? Hello. You got a mic? Hey, I'm here. Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Hey, nice equipment. Pretty much like that hat that you have.
Have you food, please?
No, to be honest, I haven't.
Sorry, my weapon. Sorry.
Yeah, well, just found that helmet in the very beginning, and all my other equipment is pretty basic, so I'm just about yellow in terms of food as well. So that guy had this pistol in his hand when he approached me, and that makes me a bit suspicious. So it might be that he was actually having in mind to shoot me in the head, and then he saw that I had the ballistic helmet and thought the better of it. Don't want to get entangled with the guy. Yeah, he had that little handbag, double-barrel handbag pistol. You know which one I mean? I don't remember the name. The one that King Schultz in Django Unchained actually did have, right? Where in the movies the guys used to have some kind of mechanism in the sleeves to produce that gun suddenly out of the sleeves. And that was exactly the one that he had in his hand. And I'm pretty sure that if I wouldn't have had that ballistic helmet, he would have tried to headshot me. So I wouldn't trust the guy. I usually try to talk to people. You saw I went into the risk talking to the guy. This is what I usually do, but, well, after seeing him holding that little pistol, that made me too suspicious to stick to him or kind of suggest a team up. Do we have there? Nice. More and more guns. In this case, it's a 9mm, but also without mag, without ammo, but at least with a compensator. So now I'm having loads of guns. Do I need the burlap sack? No. Just having too many guns at the moment. Okay, so now that's a good place to stow away our battery, and we don't need the flashlight. So let's keep on going. I think that this over there is what we called, in the early days of DeerIsle, we called it Spawn Island. Because in the early days of DeerIsle, all the spawn positions were over there. And usually it was like you started there and then went to the west. And maybe now I would do it the other way around and check out Spawn Island, because I think from the past all the experienced players would have that similar kind of automatic behavior like I have it, which would be wherever you spawn more, yeah, head to Stonington or generally to the west. Yeah, but I'm not 100% sure about my position, to be honest. But allow me to at least create the impression that I exactly know where I am. I'm a bit surprised. Usually I would expect to have zombies spawning here. Yeah, this one is new. That shop. Hunting store, you didn't have that here in the past, but yeah. Oh, nice. Another melee weapon. Yeah, the weather is deteriorating, so it pretty much looks like rain. Probably we're soon gonna get some rain. Yeah, that's not too much of a problem. Charcoal tablets, so in terms of medicine, yeah, having charcoal tablets is not too bad. If you eat spoiled food, they help you. And having the charcoal tablets there is a strong indication that nobody has looted the area, because nobody would probably leave them behind. Wow, now the bad weather, that makes the whole scenery even more eerie. After all these years, the game still gives me the creeps all over the place. Yeah, I'm this kind of guy who really lets himself drag into the game by immersion. So that means that in some situations I'm maybe not reacting too good, because yeah, I'm really just kind of, yeah, sometimes getting a real panic and things like that, and yeah, not reacting as cool as you would do if you're 100% aware that this is just a game. And this game, DayZ, makes it pretty easy for me to really immerse, dive into it so deep. Did we have more food? What's that? No. Ah, nice. Okay. So that was a worthwhile place to loot. So this might, let's see, maybe this would even bring us to white. Yeah, it does, in terms of food. Okay, so I think my guess work before was wrong. We are not where I thought that we are. But this is a valuable place to loot, so let's be careful and keep an eye open. This looks a bit like somebody has done inventory management around here. Pristine pipe. I think the pipe is a better melee weapon than the tire iron. Now I have a nice variety of melee weapons. If you fight zombies, it's not worthwhile to use a sharp axe because it gets dull. But when you fight other players, if you are forced to fight other players, having the sharp axe gives you quite some advantage, because you could deliver cuts to the other guy, which you couldn't with the blunt weapon. So, yeah, pretty nice. Nice little lunchtime thing here to stream. The problem is that this server I'm on, I pretty much like it. It's, which one is it actually? It's it's the Zero DayZ server. And yeah, it's a pretty good server, which I loved to play in the past a lot, but problem is that it's pretty crowded at the moment. They even opened a second one. And one thing which I don't quite like actually is the fact that it is accelerated by the time acceleration factor of 6. For my taste, this is too much. I like to have the time acceleration a little bit lower. Most favorite service is time acceleration factor 2. But yeah, well, we have to live with it. And the server is nice. Yeah, what I wanted to say, the problem is that the server lately is pretty crowded, having a long queue, so I usually don't have the patience to go through that waiting procedure. And this is why I didn't play on that server a lot lately. Nice. Lots of food around here. So we are well into white now in terms of food and drink. Oh yeah, let's check the greenhouses. Nice, this is dog food. Now lunch meat. This is enormously nourishing. Yeah, never get the tunnel vision, always remember to check also further away horizons. It's still not raining. So it looks like a zombie over there. Is this actually the first zombie that I run into? This game? This life might be. So. Okay. Yeah, it's a thunderstorm, but still. No rain yet. Okay, there is a hospital up there. Of course, this is pretty intriguing to check it out. But yeah, looking at the time, yeah, as I said, this should have been just a little. Ooh. So let's beat up that zombie. One with the DayZ, 2 with the DayZ, and he's down. Could I actually climb? No, you can't. That would be nice if you had these open windows, if you could actually climb into it. Yeah, what I was just about to say. So this should have been just a little lunchtime stream, and so I have to get back to my family now. My wife will come back from work soon, and yeah, we're gonna have a little light lunch with the kids. So thanks for joining. It was a pleasure to have you in. Yeah, whoever you were, as I said, I'm always glad to see who is in the stream, but like you did, just lurk. That's perfectly fine. It was a pleasure to have you in, guys. And yeah, tonight I'm going to do a late night stream again, probably starting at something like 12 o'clock. And it will be U-Boat again. So, bye guys. See ya and have a good Saturday.